Hello besties, today we are doing the Trippy Burst Template Tumbler tutorial. But first I want to welcome you guys to our YouTube channel, Misfit Makers Besties. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms and click that subscribe button so you will be notified of any new content. Also check out our website at misfitmakers.com and our Patreon. So we're gonna start off with a burst template here. It's called Trippy, and obviously it's trippy. So I picked out some colors here and I mapped out exactly where they are going to be by putting little letters on each section. I cut my template out on a double-sided adhesive sheet, like a tacky sheet, and I cut it on my Cricut on low pressure washi setting. That's what I found to cut the best. And of course I picked out my colors. I wrote down exactly where each one was going to be. Also keep in mind that this template is seamless, so it is going to meet at the end and the colors are going to unite. So make sure that when you are picking out your colors or where they're going to go, you kind of fold your page over so you see where they meet. Some people like to glitter off the tumbler, as I'm doing here on a flat surface. Some people like to apply their wrap on their tumbler first and then go on with the glittering. It is all personal preference. I actually prefer glittering on the tumbler, but I have had so much issues with doing it this way that I wanted to conquer this method. So that's why I'm glittering on a flat surface. But either way is fine with whatever works for you. I picked out, I think it's 5 colors, but you can do 2, you can do 10, you can do all different colors. They do not have to follow a pattern. I just figured I wanted to do rainbow, but I wanted to give it a little pastel feel. So this is what I'm doing. I hope this is enjoying. I hope you enjoy the process. I tried to speed it up. This is like going 5 times the speed, but it does take a lot of time. It is very meticulous. Why am I out of words? It is very time consuming, and by the end of this project, you are full of glitter. You will need a shower after this or roll around in some tape because glitter goes everywhere. But it's so much fun, and I like doing it the flat method because you're able to see your design all come to life. You know what I mean? However, the risk is always if you accidentally put your wrap on there wrong or twisted, then you pretty much have to trash it. So there is risk with it, but there's also reward. So whatever you feel comfortable doing, go for it. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep on glittering. If I think of anything else that is pertinent, I'll jump in. Okay, I thought of something. Whenever you go to cut your file, and if some of the sticky pieces are coming off, that means you've cut in too deep. That is probably the trickiest part, is getting your cut settings right, because if you cut in too deep, then your pieces will fall out. So if you think about the sticky sheet, how this works, there's a layer of like paper, there's a layer of the adhesive sheet, and then there's another paper layer. You only want to cut through the first paper layer. If you cut in through the paper and the sticky, then it's a whole lot of mess. And you want to try again until you get the right cut setting. And you absolutely don't want to cut all the way through the last piece. That's why I cut it in washi setting, and then I cut it on a really low pressure. And my blade is a little old, so I know that this works really well. So just take into account how old your blade is, and also how your cutter cuts overall. But this is how it looks once it's all glittered. Look how pretty it is. I struggled to figure out what color to do my lines. Black was too harsh, white was too bright. I don't know. I thought about silver, but then I finally said, let's go with a purple. So I'm gonna do a purple. I do my lines at the end. Some people do them at the beginning. It's all personal preference. I think either way will work. So I'm just sprinkling the glitter all over and then rubbing it in, just like we did the whole tumbler. The whole wrap or burst template. And then you want to brush off the excess really, really, really good. Okay, another thing, guys. Some people will seal this and some people won't. I feel like I should have sealed it. Some of my purple traveled a little bit, or I didn't brush off the excess really well. So some of it traveled a little bit, but it wasn't a big deal. It's still beautiful. But if you want to, you can clear seal it with spray flat as you see it like that, or you can do it on your tumbler afterwards. Either way. Okay, the next step I'm doing here is just trimming around my tumbler template. This is how I like to apply my wraps. Everybody has their own way of wrapping stuff, whatever works well for you. So the next step, as you guys have seen me done many times, is that I fold over a tiny little piece and then trim it off. I'm exposing some of that stickiness. And if you would have cut too deep into your design, all those little triangle pieces, all those little triangle tiny pieces would fall apart. So that's why it's important that it doesn't cut too deep. Okay, next I line up my template until I have it just where I want it. Do not press down on the sticky part until you are ready to lay it down. So I see right there that I've lined it up with the lines. You see how I'm saying that it's a seamless design? That's why your colors have to match on both sides, because they match. They join together. So anyway, once you have it on there, you just apply it like a wrap. You slowly peel off the backing and rub it in with your hands. You can use a plastic or one of those vinyl squeegees, or you can just use your hand. I feel like when you have raw glitter on it, it's best to just use your hands, but do what works best for you. So after you have this wrapped, then you are done. Well, first you gotta say a little prayer, because if your wrap doesn't go on there perfectly and your lines don't line up, you may have to strip it and start over again. Oh, also something I failed to mention is that I spray painted my cup white. The clear adhesive is clear, duh. And so you want to make sure your colors stay vibrant. So a white base is going to make those colors pop the best instead of the stainless steel. So I did spray paint it with matte spray paint from Rust-Oleum. So after you have your wrap on there nice and firmly, then you epoxy it twice, and then she is done and ready to go. Here I am just kind of inspecting, make sure that there's no bubbles, and she's ready for epoxy. And look how pretty she turned out. It's a simple design, but it's a fun and very intricate. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for our Patreon members. Thank you guys for your support. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and to all our social media platforms. And we will see you next time. Bye.